Why is my blood sugar high when I don't eat sugar? Have you ever looked at your blood sugar readings, maybe from a finger prick or your CGM, and thought, what on earth? I haven't touched a single sweet today and it's still high. If that's happened to you, you're not alone. In fact, it's one of the most common and confusing things people face when trying to manage blood sugar, especially after age 40. Maybe you're doing everything right. You've cut back on sugary snacks. You're not drinking soda. You even pass on dessert at family gatherings. And yet, your numbers still climb. The truth is, when we think of sugar, we often think only of donuts, candy, cakes, and cookies. But in reality, glucose, the sugar in our blood, comes from far more sources than just sweets. So today, we're diving deep, very deep, into why blood sugar can stay high even without eating sugar. And more importantly, what you can do about it. If this video spoke to you in any way, let me know by typing 1 in the comments. If it didn't quite land, type 0. Your feedback helps me improve and serve you better. Understanding what blood sugar really is. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is blood sugar? It's not just about table sugar. What we're really talking about is glucose, a simple sugar molecule that acts as the main energy source for our body's cells. Every living human and nearly every vertebrate animal on Earth uses glucose as cellular fuel. We need it to survive. But here's the twist. We don't need to eat sugar to have sugar in our blood. That's because nearly every food you eat, whether it's bread, rice, pasta, beans, or even certain vegetables, breaks down into glucose during digestion. Even more surprisingly, your body can make glucose from protein and fat when it needs to. This process is called gluconeogenesis, which literally means creating new glucose. So yes, even if you eat a steak and drink water, your body can still generate blood sugar, because your liver knows how to extract the elements it needs from the foods you eat, especially when carbohydrates are low. The 3 macronutrients and how they affect blood sugar. Let's unpack this further. There are 3 main macronutrients in every diet. 1. Carbohydrates. 2. Proteins. 3. Fats. Carbohydrates are the most direct source of glucose. When you eat carbs, whether refined or whole, your body quickly breaks them down into glucose. Think bread, grains, fruits, potatoes, even some vegetables. Proteins and fats, however, are different. They don't immediately convert to glucose. But under certain conditions, like when you haven't eaten carbs, your body can tap into those protein and fat stores to create glucose through that earlier process we mentioned, gluconeogenesis. This is your body's survival mechanism. It ensures that your brain and muscles always have the fuel they need, even if you're not eating sugar. What actually causes high blood sugar? So, what causes high blood sugar? 2 main problems. 1. Your pancreas isn't producing enough insulin. 2. Your cells are no longer responding well to insulin. Let's take each one apart. Insulin is a hormone your body produces to help shuttle glucose out of your bloodstream and into your cells, where it can be used as energy. If you don't produce enough insulin, as in type 1 diabetes, your blood sugar remains elevated. If your cells start to ignore insulin, as in type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance, then glucose stays in the bloodstream, even if there's enough insulin. Both scenarios result in high blood glucose levels, even if you haven't eaten anything sweet. And this is exactly what trips people up. You could be eating a low-sugar, even low-carb diet, but if your cells are resistant to insulin, glucose still builds up. How body fat can contribute, even if you're not overweight. Here's something most people miss. You can have hidden body fat, and it can mess with your blood sugar. You don't have to be visibly overweight to be insulin resistant. In fact, many people with normal body weight have visceral fat wrapped around their internal organs, or intramuscular fat marbled into their muscle tissue. This fat is metabolically active. It releases hormones and inflammatory signals that block insulin from doing its job. This means your body has to release more insulin to try to get the same amount of glucose into cells. Over time, this leads to insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome, and eventually prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. Other reasons for high blood sugar. stress, sleep, and age. It's not just about food. Other factors can spike your blood glucose. Stress releases cortisol, which boosts glucose production. Lack of sleep reduces insulin sensitivity, making your cells sluggish to respond. Aging naturally slows metabolism, hormone levels, and cellular energy processes. Especially after age 40, your risk of insulin resistance increases, even if you eat relatively well. The role of medications and chronic conditions. Certain medications, like steroids, antidepressants, and beta blockers, can raise blood sugar. Chronic conditions like PCOS, thyroid issues, or fatty liver can also interfere with glucose metabolism. It's a web of factors, and they're often working behind the scenes. Why cutting sugar isn't enough, but still helps. Cutting sweets helps, no question. But it's only part of the picture. If you're still eating lots of processed grains, snacking frequently, or not addressing stress, sleep, or movement, your glucose levels can still spike. That's why blood sugar control is about the whole system, not just sweets. What you can do, simple daily habits that work. Here's what works. Eat more whole, unprocessed foods. Think leafy greens, lean proteins, healthy fats. Move daily. Walking after meals is powerful. Resistance training helps too. Sleep well, 7 to 8 hours a night every night. Manage stress, deep breathing, nature, music, conversation, whatever soothes your nervous system. Check your labs, a 1C fasting glucose, insulin, triglycerides, and liver enzymes. Don't skip meals. It can backfire and cause rebound glucose spikes. Your blood sugar is a message, not a judgment. If you've been feeling frustrated or confused by your glucose numbers, remember this: your blood sugar is not a verdict. It's information. It's your body saying, hey, something's out of balance. And the good news, you can do something about it. Glucose control after 40 isn't about perfection. It's about patterns, about balance, and about awareness. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be consistent. Thank you for watching Life After 40. If this video helped you understand your body a little better, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone you care about. Leave a comment. Have you ever had high blood sugar, even without eating sweets? What did you learn about your body? We'd love to hear your story. And don't forget, subscribe for more weekly videos about health, energy, and living well after 40. Stay strong, stay informed, and stay kind to yourself. See you next time.